Hello ladies, ladies winning with weight, that's what we're here talking about today. And eat right, think right, so that your body can stay light. I know it's so heavy, it can be such a heavy burden to be carrying around so much weight that really you just cannot work out for the life of you what is going on and how on earth you can help that weight lift off your body so that you can just start feeling lighter again. So do you feel that you've worked really hard and that you've deprived yourselves and tried hundreds and hundreds of diets, put a lot of effort in, and to be perfectly honest, you're kind of a bit pissed off that you hate seeing what's reflected back at you. It's just not working out for whatever reason. You put an awful lot of effort in, changed your food, done the exercise, all the rest of it, and it is just not shifting. I'm here to tell you today why that is. What is actually going on in your body and how we can reverse this actually within a very short space of time. So the women that I'm talking to, they're scared of going to the gym. They like to move, they like to get out and about and do an awful lot of different things. But to be perfectly honest, they get to a point and they just can't be asked. I just cannot be asked to get on that lycra. For God's sake, I don't even want to go out. Don't even want to go out of the house in a pair of joggings, let alone go down to the gym. It's just not firing you up. It's just not working for you at all. It's not your fault. There is something going on in your body that I want to try and explain today. So bear with me. And if you don't watch this when it's going live, then watch it in the replay. What I'm about to share with you today is actually very important, and it's very simple to actually reverse, and I'm going to explain all that in just a little while. You see, there's something else at play here. There's something that's blocking your body. It's like the fat burning is off. There's a circuit that goes around. If you can imagine your body as a circuit, and if that is on, your body is off. It's actually not accessing the cells, it's not accessing the fat stores that you've got stored in your body. And this is what I'm trying to explain today and how easy that is to reverse that. I've seen women, myself included, in our 50s, when we think it's all menopausal and it's all hormones and it's our sentence to stay like this for the rest of our lives. I've seen women turn that circuit back on by doing specific things, eating right, thinking right, and they actually get access back into their light body. Now, there are certain things, there's certain sequences, there's certain steps to put this circuit back on for you. I just want you to know that that is so totally possible. I'm absolutely hyped to be able to sort of say this because it took me years to fathom this out. And I thought I was just destined to kind of like starve myself and have to sort of go to the gym, which I hated. Just to find out that actually that I was doing everything all wrong. Even though I was eating super uber healthy, I was still eating some of the wrong things for me that was still triggering these switches to be turned off. And a lot of things changed for me when I had children. There's something that switches in a woman's body that is completely different to a man's body, and it puts the fat burning hormones off. So what we can do is we can re-trigger those, we can put those back into play. So if you feel that you've put an awful lot of effort in, God, I understand. If you feel that you've put an awful lot of kind of limiting your foods and going to the gym and following diets and all the rest of it, and nothing shifting at all, you've just lost all the confidence, you hate the clothes that you've got in your wardrobe, but you're still fantasizing about getting into that swimsuit, you're still fantasizing about getting into the dresses that you know you love to wear, and only hope and dream that you would be happy to undress yourself under a very watchful eye of your partner or of your mate, so that you're not hiding anymore. That is just a dream come true. It's the same as being able to walk on the beach in a bikini. This is all possible. I've seen it, I've done it, it's doable, it's reversible. This is not a life sentence. I'm Fiona Robertson and I am the Body Renewer because I am turning women's bodies around. You have to be able to understand that it's possible. That's where the thinking comes in. I'm a health and fitness coach. I'm specialising in eating and food disorders, obsessions, addictions, dieting, So women approaching 50 who've got like more than 50 pounds to lose, I mean, that's equivalent to like 3.5 stone or 23 kilos. I mean, that's a lot of weight to be carrying around. And I know that you feel your body's betrayed you. You look at yourself and you just kind of go, I don't recognize myself. This is not happening to me. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go to that function. Look at me. I'm an incredibly switched on woman. I've got it all going on, but I do not want to stand up in front of anyone. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be heard. I don't want to be commented on or criticised. I do way enough of that in my own head about myself. Give me a darkened room. Give me something I can hide behind. So I'd like you to join the club of women approaching 50s or in our 50s who are wanting to win with weight, who have done the diets, who've seen the weight come off, but it creeps back on. It just keeps coming on, which is going round and round and round in cycles. I want you to discover that this is possible. Now, women in their 50s will be having certain kind of symptoms that we can detect, that we can look at, that kind of say you are the woman who is going to be able to do this on the fast track once you're able to change the circuitry, once you're able to sort of switch on that fat burning molecule, that fat burning hormone. You will have belly fat. You will have the fat that's kind of loose and that hangs over your waistband. You will also have, in the afternoon, you won't be able to do up your waistband, whereas in the morning you were able to do up the waistband. You can't do up your belt. You kind of expand during the day. The weight is held more on the upper part. So it's like the shoulders, the upper arms, the boobs, the upper belly. That is where the majority, and even across the back, that is where the majority of the shape, the body is that I'm talking about here. This is women in their 50s carrying more than 50 pounds. And this is what we're able to kind of get you on the fast track once we turn on this particular circuit that for some reason it's stayed locked. And certainly by what you're eating and what you're thinking, that's why it's eat right, think right. We can change those around for you. Other symptoms, you have to pee a lot. Even at night time, you're waking up and you got to go, oh, got to go to the toilet again. You know, when you go to the shops or something like that, and you kind of, I wonder if there's a pee, I wonder if there's a toilet in here. I wonder if I can go to the toilet just quickly, just empty my bladder out before I go any further. Craving sugars and craving carbohydrates. You know they're not good for you, and as much willpower as you've put into this, you have not been able to stop those cravings getting the better of you. They just call you and call you and call you, and until you give in, they will not shut up. Even after like a meal, you're going for a fantastic meal, but you're just not feeling satisfied. Just like, nope, I've not finished yet. I don't feel satisfied until you have that little sweet treat or something at the end of the meal. The other thing that happens is your weight has plateaued. It is just not going anywhere. It is stuck. It is stubbornly resisting you. And even though you're eating healthy, you're not eating a great deal. You've lost the weight. It's plateaued. It won't go any further. And you are now regaining the weight. So like you're going around in this cycle. It's not your fault. Listen to this. It's not your fault. There is something going on. There's something that has been predispositioned. There's something going on in your female hormones that have stopped that circuit so that you cannot access the fat that has stored. Now, there are certain hormones, I mean, whether we talk about leptin or growth hormone and the cortisol, which comes from stress, talk about those a lot. This is the circuit and it needs to be synchronized. It needs to be recalibrated so that it just goes shoom, and it just starts getting to work for you rather than against you. So I'm talking to you if these are the symptoms that you have got. I want to set you off on a new trajectory so that you can actually start seeing weight come off your body quite easily. You'll have a new relationship with food. You'll have a new relationship with your body. That's where the thinking comes in as well. Things will just seem easier and lighter. You know, you're going to get comments from your family and from your partners and things like that. Go, oh my God, what are you doing? What has happened? You're not doing a great deal that what seems externally different, but as a whole new different way of you coming through because your circuits are going to be reconnected. Now, female fat loss is very different to male fat loss. There are powerful chemical chain reactions that go on in a woman that a man can never understand. Any man working in a gym trying to get a woman to really power through, especially when she's in her like approaching 50s, it's not gonna work for her. It is absolutely not happening. And it's not just because of the hormones, it's your metabolism. Things are changing inside a woman's body that you have not been able to access with going to the gym and powering through and being this super active woman, which is actually really exhausting you and probably working against you. We need you to be able to do things in a 180-degree different way. Women winning with weight know one thing. They know what it feels like to feel priceless in their body. This is where the thinking comes in. So you can actually imagine and send messages to your body that this is what you want to feel like, this is what you want to look like. You hold yourself in a different way, and your body not only responds to what you're eating, the circuitry, but this is also mental circuitry. This really helps and is as important as changing how you're moving and how you're eating. I've always said that the eating part, the food part, is probably only 20% of really what's going on in your body. Again, it's not your fault, but diets and starvation cannot help you here. It is the female fat burning synchronized circuitry that is turned off. It is turned off, and we need to be able to turn that back on. You've probably now got yourself into a position where your metabolism is extremely, extremely slow and sluggish. So if you have the symptoms I mentioned before, you have 30 to 50 pounds of stubborn weight, and you feel that your body has totally and utterly betrayed you, you're just like, oh my God, it's hopeless, it's a life sentence, this is for you. So when you start eating right, you're going to start eating certain foods that will keep your circuit turned on. And so that the cells can actually open up. The resistance from the insulin, the resistance from the leptin, the resistance from everything else, where the cells are closed and not allowing anything else in, because there's so much of these hormones flying around your body. The cells are resistant. They won't open up, so they won't allow the fat to come out of the cells. We want to be able to just, those great big fat cells, we want to just be able to empty them out. It's as easy as breathing, once we know what we're actually doing and opening up that circuitry. So we want to be able to open up the fat reserves so that you're eating properly, your body trusts you, and we want to be able to have you thinking right. We want to be able to have you, that you're in a place where you're willing. You're in a place where you believe this is possible for you. So women in their 50s are losing 50 pounds. They're gradually getting their circuitry right, and they're being able to do this and live in a completely different body that they never thought was possible before, so that they're being cheeky and flirty and flighty and enjoying their partners and enjoying life and being able to sort of be so much more exposed physically because they're not hiding behind all this weight anymore. So this thinking is just as important as the eating. If you've lost all your confidence and you want to be a woman who actually runs and wins with her weight, who gets past the finishing line, gets you further than you've ever been before, not just sort of losing a few pounds and then, I can't keep this up. This is just horrendous. I can't keep doing this. I'm empty. I'm flat. I'm exhausted. This is for you. The programs that I run this for this specific reason, because women are running on empty. They're not only doing things for like 1,000,001 other people, they're not doing things for themselves. They don't understand the female hormonal, the female fat burning circuitry that needs to be all reconnected. You are disconnected. You have become disconnected from what's going on in your body and the reason you're carrying so much around. I am so happy every time a woman kind of says, yay, let me in, let me know what's going on in my body. I want to reconnect the circuitry. I am a health and fitness coach, but more than that, I'm a healer. I really want you to understand what's going on in your body and how you can heal that for yourself. Food and eating disorders, they come from another root cause. Your body not being able to access the fat cells, that comes from certain circuits, get my teeth in, that are not connected. We need to reconnect those circuits, and there are certain things to do that. There are certain foods to avoid. There are certain foods to take great care of, that you're taking those, that will really help open up those circuits. And when those circuits are connected, it is 100% possible for your body to start responding quickly. I'm very happy for you to prepare your body so that you can synchronize all these kind of steps. You can actually get these circuits working. And if this is a yes for you, if I'm talking to you, if you're kind of saying, oh my God, I'm so utterly and completely fed up with, you say it's my circuits, Fiona, that's fine. I want to find out how I can reconnect those circuits so that this works and that works, but basically the overall pattern is that you lose the weight that you're carrying. We want to open you up to that particular possibility. So say yes, just say yes, and it's as easy as that. What I'll do is I will send you a questionnaire to see if you've got the symptoms that actually are positioning you're predisposed to having these certain things going on. Women, when it can either be genetically that we store weight because these circuits are closed, or these circuits close at a certain point, and usually it has to do with childbirth. It has to do sometimes becoming a mother. Our nurturing side comes in, and because of that, our bodies change. We store more fuel. You were using our fuel to keep kiddies warm and all those kind of things. And sometimes that just goes on too far. Now, genetically, some women have this, and other times it's triggered. It's triggered with childbirth. It's triggered with being a mother. It's triggered being, this kind of female thing. It doesn't happen for men, clearly. But this is something that happens for women. So when you know that you are actually one of these kind of women, and I'll tell you because I'll send you the questionnaire. So say yes, and I'll send you the questionnaire. You can find out if you are one of the women who is predisposed to this going on in her body, so we can turn your circuits back on. I'll also tell you, so I'll tell you exactly if this is the body type that will 100% work for you and get you on the fast track, so that if you're in your 50s, going up to 50s, you're predisposed and you're carrying 50 pounds. 50, 50, 50. This is what it's all about. I'll tell you the nutrition to take, and I'll tell you the nutrition to absolutely avoid, which will keep your circuits off rather than on. It's a very straightforward step, which will make enormous difference to you. So, let's get that started for you. When you fill in the questionnaire, you send it back to me. I will give you the information that you need. I will speak to you because I'm so fed up of feeling women who are struggling and just don't know where to start. So that's what we're going to be doing. We will be looking at your exact body type by the symptoms that you've got, so that we can actually open you up and turn your circuits on. I am Fiona Robertson. I am the body renewer, because this is what I do. I turn your circuits back on so that you are synchronized, so that you are actually able to start losing the weight. There are certain things going on in your body that you haven't been able to control before, and I'm helping you to turn those on so that you can actually see weight release from your body much, much easier than you thought it was before. Again, Fiona Robertson, the body renewer, doing this mini clinic about the hormones and the circuitry. But first of all, I need to know what body type you are. If you're having these particular symptoms, boom, you will be able to release the weight in a very short space of time when we turn on those circuitries. So find out what the nutrition is that you need to avoid. Find out what you can take instead. This is what I'm telling you today. Eat right, think right, and you can be back in that body that just feels light, the light body. Let the sunshine in. All right, Fiona Robertson on this Thursday with your mini clinic, and I will speak to you again next week. Bye-bye, ladies.